Rip Ride Rockit is a roller coaster at Universal Studios Orlando manufactured by Mauer Rides. It's a pretty infamous coaster that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give one anyway. Today I'm going to review what may be one of the most divisive coasters in a theme park in the world. Some people think that's too rough, lackluster, and a misfit in an otherwise solid coaster lineup at Universal Orlando Resort. But other people think that the coaster's music element and wide variety of songs make up for some of these shortcomings. So what do I think of this ride? Well, before you find out, be sure to comment down below what your opinion is of this ride, and while you're at it, subscribe for more theme park content coming soon. What is the first thing you do? Obviously, you wait in the queue. You can just pass the time with your phone. Oh wait, you can't. Like many coasters at Universal, you can't bring anything on it. They ensure this by making you walk through metal detectors, and these metal detectors tend to pick everything up. So good luck smuggling anything through. It's not that big of a deal though, because Universal provides free lockers. You heard that right? Yeah, free. You hear that, Cedar Fair and Six Flags? Yes, free. However, the line tends to be long for this coaster on busier days, so you might feel a little bored without your phone, but it's a great opportunity to meet people in line with you. This queue is also fully covered, but it's outdoors. That means you most likely won't get wet if it's raining, which won't happen anyway because the coaster will be shut down, but you will still be a victim of the scorching heat and humidity of those Florida summers. This might not seem like an issue unique to only this coaster, but when almost every other coaster has an indoor queue at your park, you wonder why this one doesn't. So overall, the queue makes you stand in a long line in the Florida heat. But if the ride is fantastic, it is worth standing in direct humidity for upwards to an hour or more. That sounds like torture when I say it like that, but that's just my opinion. So what about the ride itself? Is it worth it? You board the trains on a moving and loading station. This ensures that operations move as quickly as possible. The trains are composed of 2 cars with 6 rows of 2 seats, so these are shorter trains. When you sit down, you select your song using a touchscreen on your lap bar. You can select a song from the given list or enter a secret code in. This is personally my favorite thing to do on this ride. There are tons of secret songs you can enter in, and some are the best tracks you can play on this ride. You can easily find a secret list online along with all the corresponding codes. This also adds a re-rideability factor into the ride, which is always a good thing. The next thing you'll encounter is the vertical lift hill. This is easily what scares and intimidates guests the most, but it is very effective at building up the ride. So if the song has a good build-up playing while we climb the lift hill, that is awesome. I'm not entirely sure if this happens on every ride, but when you begin to crest the top, you feel the train catch itself, sometimes making you feel like a rollback could happen. You know it won't, but that's always a small thing that I personally enjoyed that I really haven't seen many other people bring up. You then enter the drop. This drop always intrigued me, mostly because it isn't vertical. Sure, it's a pretty steep drop, but usually a vertical lift is a package deal with a vertical drop. In this case, it's not. Many people have also complained about the elements on this coaster, saying that they're lackluster, but I genuinely like the first one, a non-inverting loop. It is unique and it's just really neat. Imagine a twist at the top of a loop. That's exactly what this element is. What am I saying? You can easily see exactly what it is on the screen right now. You pick up speed as you fly into a hill, and what's that? Oh, a mid-course brake run. But this is not the only one. You see, there are 5 total brake runs on this coaster. I feel like this is why lots of people complain about the coaster meandering through a layout. Usually after the first mid-course brake run, you only have a couple elements left. Because of that mentality you have, you feel like the ride is about halfway over after the first element. That's right, after just the first element. I get that this choice was made for capacity reasons, but still, it messes up the pacing of the ride really badly. Okay, back to the elements. You drop off the brake run and fly through a near miss, which used to be the old Ghostbusters fire station. A non-inverting corkscrew follows this. This element actually pulled some nice positive G's for me, which was surprising to me, and in turn, I really enjoyed it. You come out of this into another mid-course. I already went over these brake runs, so let's skip past these. And those remaining brake runs make up a significant part of these next sections, so now this review will be nowhere near as long. You then meander through some track, dive into a trench, and enter a helix. You then enter the station. Doesn't sound like a lot when I say it like that, does it now? People also complain about this ride being rough. I do agree with this sentiment. It's not rough enough for me where I won't ride it, but it keeps me from wanting to do marathons. Especially when 3 fantastic coasters are across the way in Islands of Adventure. I think that's where I stand with this coaster. It has enough unique elements to ride it and enjoy it, but compared to Universal's other offerings, it feels a bit lackluster. Its pacing issues don't help it out either. It's just an okay ride. Not great, but also not terrible. Due to just being okay, I would rate this coaster a 6 out of 10. If you haven't ridden it yet, go ride it for yourself before forming an opinion on it. You might have a smoother ride where the brake runs aren't as impactful, and I will say, this is nowhere near as bad as people made it out to be. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to catch more content we are creating here on Fistful of Thrills. Also, comment down below what review you would like to see next. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next video.